Hi Aries, welcome to a life path reading for April 2020. I haven't done one of these in a long time. It's Rena here, and this is just a simple 4-card spread, and I really enjoy doing these because we can look at life from a more philosophical angle, and especially nowadays, if you're watching this in late March, you know that life can change on a dime. And yet, there is the outer life and there is the inner life. There is that part of us that, if we cultivate it, can be fairly stable. That can, they call it equanimity in yoga, where no matter what's going on out there, we still keep we still keep calm, and we're also able to kind of like not react, and that goes for anything. Even if you have like if you win the lottery or something very dramatically great, that you don't lose that equanimity either. It doesn't have to be something that is challenging. It can be something that is kind of like a surprise in a positive way. So anyway, I'm just doing a 4-card spread here, and I will mention it as okay. Interesting. Where you are right now, 8 of Pentacles. This can be either training for a particular occupation or hard at work at it, maybe even an apprenticeship type of a scenario, so it's in between. So also, I always am trying to remember that term. Did I say internship? Yeah, like an apprenticeship internship. And this is an important thing, because I was thinking about this knowing that I was going to do this reading earlier today, is that with sometimes with training, like if somebody, let's say that someone gets a certain degree from a university, a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, and I would say especially a bachelor's degree, because by the time you go to graduate school, you may be really trying to find yourself or hone your skills in a particular discipline. But when you get a degree, you can have this theoretical belief that you're going to like something, that you are going to enjoy that type of work. And then when you actually get in that situation, you realize that, oh no, I don't like this aspect because I never thought about that I would have to deal with this or that, or even the subject matter itself. When people go to college, sometimes they just feel pressure to go into a certain type of degree, and they're not even sure if they really like it. They just kind of gravitate towards it. But when you get into the so-called real world, you may discover that it isn't your cup of tea. Now, the other thing too is that this card can simply be somebody who is trying to, do a good job, and maybe you're very connected to your work, or you're working hard. You're making a very good living. The 8 of Pentacles is good for the money angle. So that's where you are, where you want to be. This is so Aries. The Fool card. So the Fool is on a journey. Maybe you want more adventure out of your life. The 8, the Pentacles relate to Earth. So it's very practical, especially with the 8 of Pentacles. There's like a real focus, dedication. And the Fool is like this adventurer, doesn't know where he's going, but is just happy to be traveling the road less traveled, because this card connects to Uranus, which is kind of unconventional, nonconformist. And certainly, even though Uranus rules Aquarius, this applies to your sign, Aries, as well. You tend to be somebody who doesn't like to have, I was going to say have rules. It's not so much that, it's that you may not have a problem with rules if you're the one making them. But fire energy is very rebellious. Fire is chaotic. You know, when you think about fire, you can't contain it. I mean, yeah, you can to a certain degree, but you know what I mean. It has the potential of kind of getting out of control. And this is how fire signs are, especially if somebody is trying to control it, you know, or you, that you kind of like want to break away. So maybe you're in this kind of more controlled environment and you want that freedom. The 0 is the pure potential. And that's what is so exciting. Other signs, you know, having their own business would be kind of nerve-wracking because they want what the 8 of Pentacles. They want that kind of like, if I work hard, I'm going to make a nice living. The predictability of it, which the Earth represents. And you are not that attached to things that are predictable. As a matter of fact, even if everything's going great and you don't really hate what you're doing or anything like that, you still may kind of feel like you have to bust out. And so the Fool, and all, but I just think too, like the adventurous quality of the Fool too, whether it's traveling and working while you travel, being a digital nomad where you can work remotely and you don't have to be in a physical location. That might be very appealing to a lot of Aries, but certainly calling your own shots, being able to work for yourself and not have to follow orders, those kind of things can be very attractive to you. The advice is the 5 of Swords. This, I would say, is watch who you trust, watch who you tell your dreams. There may be people in your life, or this could, I always think of coworkers when I see that card. If you are somebody who is not satisfied with your current occupation, for instance, be very discerning about who you disclose this to, because even if you want to leave the type of work you're doing and you think, you know what, I don't even care if I burn bridges because I have no intention of needing this employer in my future. It's not about that. It's really about anybody in your life who kind of like behind the scenes may be not supportive of you. And in some cases, this kind of person may be, I would say, like directly creating problems for you that you don't even know about. Like if this is family, for instance, there's an expression, crabs in the barrel, where crabs in a barrel, where people who see that somebody's trying to get ahead, they try to, hold them down, and nobody gets ahead because everybody's just trying to, claw on top of each other. And you're the kind of person where you're very straightforward. You may think that, hey, these people are my family, they have my back, but really they're envious because you're trying to better yourself. You're trying to expand in your life. You're not going, it's about, with Aries, you're not satisfied with whatever you have, even if it's a good thing, because the 8 of Pentacles, don't get it twisted, can be a really good setup, but you still may feel trapped. And you're the kind of sign that takes the risk of even extricating yourself out of a very comfortable situation. The outcome is the Queen of Cups, and this is a card of psychic tendencies, motherhood. It can be even create, artistic projects. So definitely for the Aries that is more interested in that, that might be something that you are moving away from. Maybe you have been involved in something that is too into the material, and you are just like this creative person, and you don't even care, like with the Fool card, you don't care that that there's the unknown. Then that actually energizes you. I was thinking of something. This is not I don't know if this is going to sound like a good analogy or a good story, but yeah, it should be. Why not? Hugh Hefner, who, I don't know when he passed away, but it was in the last year. He was an Aries, and of course he was the creator of Playboy magazine. And I was just reading something about him, and he was an Aries, and he was working as a copyright editor or something like that. And this was in the early 50s, and he asked for a $5 raise, or was it $5? Yeah, $5, which might be like $50 in today's money, maybe, possibly. I think the average salary might have been about $50 a week in the 50s. And so it was like a 10% raise. So whatever that is now, maybe it was $70 or something. And he asked for it and he didn't get it, so he quit. And he probably would have been about 26 years old at the time. He quit and he decided to start his own magazine, and he got money from different people, including his mother. So I don't know if he told her what he was planning to do. But I was thinking about that, and I was thinking that is such an Aries type of thing to do. Quit your job because you feel like you're trying to be more expansive, and they're rejecting that. They want you to stay small, and he wasn't having that, and he took action, and that's what Aries does. And being ruled by Mars, that also helps you. So definitely follow your dreams no matter what. Obviously, being foolish isn't a good thing. But the fool is about, this is what you want to become. You want to be that adventurer that is okay with the unknown, that doesn't need to have everything spelled out for them ahead of time. And you feel like your pot of gold may be something that you stumble upon while you're on your travels, while you're through this journey called life, because life is temporary. And so why not take chances, right? So anyway, I hope that you resonated with this. If you would like an astrological version of this, where I look at your natal chart and I pinpoint certain things, that if you're maybe you're in your 20s and you've gone to college, whether you graduated or not, and it just doesn't resonate with you, or you don't know what you want to do, and sometimes I really believe most people in the back of their minds know what they want to do, but they haven't felt validated. People have laughed at them, or they just feel this frustration of like, how can I even do this? Well, obviously I can't tell people how to do it, but I can at least, validate some of their desires. And we look at different houses, and also points like the sun, the north node, and things like that, and put it all together, kind of synthesize it. I think I'm saying it right. And yeah, so you can, there's a link to my online store below this video in the description box. But I hope that, even if you're somebody who's like in your midlife crisis and you're kind of changing careers, because sometimes you do, the Eight of Pentacles can be just like bopping along. You really like what you're doing it, and maybe you're not like, gung-ho, but it's not torturous. And maybe you're looking for a change in direction, but you just don't know what your options are, and I can maybe see what I see. So anyway, I hope that you have a great April. Take care. Bye.